don't mess around and lose a good man because you're a toddler in your emotions. And practical advice that I would give to just growing in your emotional maturity, stability, right? Being grounded emotionally. It's like just as much as you fight to be cute, to be a boss chick, fight to be a peacemaker. Fight to be a person that can go in a room and stabilize it. Fight to be the nurturer that you are. You're a nurturer. And that's something that, even though I believe that we're created to be that way, it's still something you have to wake up and be intentional about. So practically going out of your way, reading those books, watching those YouTubes. I remember a moment that I had with my husband, and
so I love that this woman is speaking this right now, because we live in this society today where, and I don't want to sit here and just, go on a woman blaming spree or anything like that, but women are very influenced by what they see online. You know what I'm saying? What they see on the commercials, what they see from other women. And a lot of times what we see is the outer appearance. We see the beauty. We see what's fat back there. We see the makeup. We see how they dress. And women get so influenced by that they forget the inner things are what really matters. She talks about how, women, they naturally know how to be nurturing and things like that, but they still have to work on it. You know what I'm saying? You still have to work on these things to learn how to become a wife, how to become a girlfriend and things like that. It's just not all about the looks. And a lot of times as men, we're going to direct this back to men. As men, we're so locked into how a woman looks. We're so locked into what's fat back there. We're so locked into the outer appearance that we forget about the inner things that really matter, because the outer things is going to wear off over time. You know what I'm saying? It's going to get old to you. Her looks are going to get old to you. What's fat back there is going to get old to you. So what does she have inside of here?
We were in the house and I could see in his eyes, I'm like, oh, he's about to leave me. Like, he's gone. He's tired of me emasculating him. He's tired of my inability to just shut up, hear his point, and not cut him off. And when I saw that look in his eyes, I said, wait a minute. It's a woman that will hop over me to get to you. Let me get this together. And so practically just.
And again, I like that she was just saying that. She was saying with her husband, she could tell that he was getting tired of her emasculating him. He was getting tired of her talking back and things like that. So many of us men, we deal with women that are so toxic because we think that we can't replace them. We think we can't replace what's fat back there. So what do? We settle for that. Or that's all we know. We don't know any better. You know what I'm saying? We don't know any better. So we sit there and take that because we feel like that's what a relationship is supposed to be like. That's what I have to do. I have to take that. And the thing is, as a man, you gotta have standards for yourself. You gotta have standards. You know what I'm saying? If a woman is acting like that, you have to be able to stand up for yourself and walk away. You know what I'm saying? You state how you feel. We don't argue. You know what I'm saying? You state how you feel. You tell her how you feel. You tell her that you don't feel like that's the appropriate way to talk to you or to deal with you. And if she does it again, then you have to be able to walk away. You know what I'm saying? Because all I'm looking at is change behavior. I don't care about what you're saying. Change behavior. And if you can't change your behavior as a man, you got to say, you know what? I can find somebody else that can replace you. But her as a woman, I love how she just said, you know what? I don't want the next chick jumping over me to get to him that's going to do the right thing. So let me get my act together. So as a man, it goes to show that you can get you a woman that lives up to your standards. But again, you got to have standards for yourself. You got to respect yourself, because if you don't respect yourself, who else will?
Literally getting up and, okay, why am I this way?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I saw my mama do this. Okay, let me break this generational thing. Let me get my prayer bag. Let me start watching some YouTube, some older women that went through this. How did they navigate being able to grow in their emotions? And so practice.
And again, I like that she said that. She said she learned a lot of these things from her mom. I imagine she was probably with a single mom. It was dudes in and out. And obviously I'm generalizing, so I gotta say that because people in the comments say, well, that's not all, like, I'm generalizing, right? So she said with her mom, she learned these behaviors from her mom. So her mom probably had dudes in and out. Probably the mom is going off on dudes and being toxic and talking back and not letting him be the man, not letting him lead. And naturally, the daughter, she sees that and she emulates that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what you got to understand. But the fact that she was willing to change the behavior shows her willingness to be a wife, to be in a relationship. Because I can respect that. Because I can't blame you for how you grew up in your childhood. But if you are willing to get that act together instead of saying, oh, I don't need a man, or I'm independent, Any of those type of girls, man, we toss to the side. They gotta go.
Like, just be aggressive about your emotional maturity.
You know, I talk a lot about vetting women on this channel, and you know, it's just so important because you know, you have to see, and this is just not women, but you gotta see it. Whether it's a friendship, business, partnership, you gotta see people in different seasons and see how they act in certain situations. Because you don't want somebody that's toxic around you, because they're just gonna drain all your energy, and you ain't gonna have nothing left. But you as a man, there's no way you should be not dealing with a woman who's not nurturing, not feminine. You know what I'm saying? Who's not on your program. And too many times we're going off a woman's looks. We can't get past the looks. On our heads, we rather deal with that 10 that's disrespectful than to deal with that 7.2 who is not disrespectful, who is feminine, who wants to be there for you. But as a man, like I said, it all goes back to what's your standards like? You know what I'm saying? Are you willing to be disrespected? You know what I'm saying? Are you willing to walk away when she's not meeting your needs? You know what I'm saying? That's what it all comes down to. You know, see, as men, we deal with so much emotionally immature women because we tolerate it, and because we don't have no other options, because we're coming from a scarce place. And oftentimes what men don't understand is if more men just raise their standards and vetted women out, and we didn't deal with toxic women, we didn't deal with women who disrespect us, if we didn't deal with that, women would have to raise the bar. And so that's why I salute to a woman like this on the video, because she's seen how her husband was, she's seen in her husband's eyes, like, man, this man is gonna leave me if I don't get my ish together. You know what I'm saying? So you as a man, we have to understand, you gotta have standards for yourself. You can't let the looks be the end all be all. But so many times, man, when you're not getting nothing, you just take anything because you ain't getting nothing. But that's the problem. See, again, the focus needs to be on raising yourself as a man, raising your value. You know what I'm saying? Making sure you're going to the gym. What's your hobbies like? If you have a full life already, you won't be relying on a woman to make up your whole life. And again, it goes back to that validation. Too many of us men, we're looking to be validated by that woman and validated by this. We want this car to impress her. We want this house to impress her, instead of impressing ourselves, instead of validating ourselves. That's what it really goes down to, the validation. You gotta be self-validated. You gotta be self-motivated. You know what I'm saying? You can't let that woman be the end all, be all. And that's really what the issue is. When that's the case, you're gonna tolerate anything. You're gonna tolerate the disrespect because you know in your head that you can't do better. So you're like, you know what? I can't do any better, so let me just take this and maybe I'll pray that it gets better. But with women, it doesn't get better, it gets worse. And I kind of hate to say this, but you almost have to look at dating and in a sense of an employer hiring employees, right? Or in a job, right? If you're not coming to job and doing what you're supposed to do on a consistent basis, I don't care how much I like you, I don't care how much I know you, I don't care about how cool we are. If you're not getting the job done, it's going to be consequences. That's the same way that you have to treat women. If they're not showing up the way you want them to show up, and I'm not saying sit over here and be unrealistic, but what I mean is if you're constantly getting disrespected, if she's constantly not trying to hear your point, if she's constantly just not on your program or not believing in you, you gotta be able to walk away from the situation and go somewhere else where the next woman will. Because like the woman said on the video, that next woman will do it. So unless you wanna sit there and get disrespected, you deserve better. But at the end of the day, if you don't feel like you deserve better, you won't get better. And if you feel like, man, you just need more help on this, man, make sure you go get my free ebooks. I have free ebooks in my description, man. Y'all go subscribe to those. Also, if you want to see more exclusive content from me when I go more into depth, man, y'all go link into my Patreon. That link is in the description. And if you want one-on-one consultations, that link is also in the description. But guys, that's my video for today, man. I appreciate you guys for coming over to the channel as always. Make sure you continue to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And I'm gone.